I'm waving my birthday fan.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I feel so much better
Yay!
now.
Happy
Yay!
birthday! Woo!
Thank you. Look at my fan. I love it. Thank you.
Everyone should have a feminist fan on their birthday.
They should. They should. Thank you for giving me mine.
Well, I did several things for you. I have on my grandmother's crown, which she's
Aw.
queen of her ballroom dancing group, and so we all, after she passed, we all took our little crowns that she used to wear because she wants a queen.
Aw.
So wearing that in your honor, and then I got out my fine crystal, which I use with my very special friends. So we're gonna have a little Moscato because that's in the dish tonight. So I thought I'd pour myself a little glass. So.
Oh, yay.
And this is a little spumante. It's a little effervescent here, this Moscato.
Yeah, I love Aussie
A little,
spumante.
so cheers.
Yay! Cheers! I have kombucha. Cheers! My coconut.
Oh, that's sad, you guys. That was sad.
Well,
Okay. I was just over at Mom's house meeting our little niece Raquella. Oh my God, newborn. And we got out, guess what, Debrianna? Champagne.
What?
And I brought over the creme de cassis. And Franny had a hissy and said, Care Royale! And so we made it again. And we had it this afternoon.
awesome.
It was good. Yeah.
So how's your
Thank you. Thank you.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my birthday earrings that my husband gave me from the Golden Eye.
Ooh,
They're little pearls with a little amethyst drop. I love them.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Lisa and I were talking about what to make, and I was like, well, I know you're not a super sweets person like I am, so let's make something. Well, it has to be very sophisticated. So this, and it's a little complicated, but not too bad. But so we are doing poached pears tonight in a Moscato. Moscato's a variety muscat.
I love that.
Italy, it's Moscato, and there's an orange muscat. There's several varieties of muscat.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, our dad grows it. It's a sweeter wine.
Oh, that's my fave.
Lots of fruit. It's delicious, and so we're going to use it to cook, and then we're also going to use it afterwards to enjoy. So
yes, it's a nice dessert wine. I really like a good sauterne. Oh, I love.
That's the best.
You use that. I was actually looking for like a late harvest that's a little heavier because it's been aged longer. It almost has a thicker consistency to it.
Yes.
But I couldn't find it. Gets, it's COVID, so we're going to take what we're going to
Get what you get. I know. When I was waiting tables, when I was young, I worked in a very fancy French restaurant, and I used to wait on the guys who owned that famous place called the Record Plant, and they would come in and order fine wines, and then they would leave a glass on the end of the table, and for me, and so that. Yeah, that was when I first tasted Chateau Yquem, and it ruined me for life.
You have good wine. You kind of.
I think the split's like, I don't know, $400 now if you can get it. It's I just love a good sauterne. That never left me.
Yeah, it's the curse also of being the daughters of a wine grape grower and winemaker. So we have been spoiled with our dad's wonderful wines for years. So it's one of those things. It's like good chocolate. It's like something that's so good, and then everything else just doesn't.
I know. You're always reaching for that.
Standard, high bar. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we're going to poach some pears in this lovely Moscato, and then with a little bit of orange zest. So we're going to carry the orange throughout because orange really pairs nicely with the wine. We're also, because we're trying to stay seasonal, pears are seasonal now. And so is maple syrup. So we're going to do a maple syrup mousse, and a mousse is essentially like a frozen custard, which is really kind of ice cream. We're just going to do a little bit. So each pear, the poaching liquid will also sort of serve as a simple syrup when it's done. And we're going to drizzle that over the pears, and then we're going to add a little scoop of this maple mousse.
Yay, that sounds lovely.
Do we wish we were there or what?
Yes. Thank you, everyone, saying happy birthday.
I deserve it. You can have, but I enjoy it. So I enjoy 3 helpings.
Well, maybe we'll make it. We'll be inspired to make this.
Anyway, so I'm sorry we can't all enjoy this together, but I will eat it in your honor. That's for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so like I said, there are a couple steps here that I went ahead and did beforehand, so this wouldn't take us too long. But let me grab it. Okay, so first I have 3 cups of water in my trusty Dutch oven. You can use any type of pan on this, but you want something that's pretty wide, because this is going to be 5 pears cut in half.
Oh, wow.
You can do 6 also. So I've already done this, but I'm going to do 1 for everybody so you can see. So this is a Bosc pear. Like other fruits, there are many varieties of pears. Bosc is nice because it's a nice firm pear. If you get the other varieties that are a little bit mushier, that are kind of juicier, they're going to turn into mush if you try to poach them. So I recommend this variety. They're very easy to find, very popular. So you're just going to take a peeler. I like to keep the stem on just because it looks pretty when you poach it and when you it. And that way everybody knows it was, in fact, a pear.
That's a beautiful looking pear. It looks like
it's gorgeous.
Why do people do still life of pear? Because they're so pretty.
Because they're just gorgeous.
Right? They're interesting. The flavor's good. But they have
the color is so
pretty too.
So it's just such a beautiful, soft, sensuous shape.
Exactly.
It is.
So we're not going to, I don't mind if the little skin stays on there. It's not going to be the end of the world. It's up to you what you prefer. But just take it and peel it all the way to the end. Okay, so now that all the peel's off, we're going to cut it in half lengthwise, right? So do that really quickly. Just kind of give that a little muscle. Now,
with that lovely new knife.
I don't know where my little melon baller peels. It's somewhere.
That is such a useful tool, and when you want it, you cannot find it.
It's the blessing and the curse of your children doing the dishes and putting them away. So they do it, but they don't always. Speaking of which, my cupboard's open. Just notice that. So
production assistant.
Where are they? Where's the?
They're late. They're late.
I'm going to use, since I obviously don't get a lot of use out of these, my measuring spoons. This is a teaspoon, and actually it works perfectly because it's the right shape. So you just, if you don't have the little melon baller, use something with it. You can just use a teaspoon. But this, you just cut the core out. Just go in a circle, so you have a nice little circle. So you can see.
That looks so great.
Voila. So it was pretty easy to do. Don't be shy. Put a little muscle into it. Push it in and just turn. Give it a good turn. And it pops right out. Make sure you do get the all the core out of there, because it's kind of hard and it's not great to bite into. There's also usually a little string here on the top. Yeah. It's not very. Usually it's a little thicker than that, and they're really light. So I'm not even going to pull them out, because when they poach, they'll be fine. So that's all of our pears. So I've already done all of our pears here, okay?
Oh, good. Woohoo!
So, but I just wanted to show you. Okay, so we're going to add, we've got 3 cups of water. We're going to add 1.5 cups of sugar. And we're going to add 2 cups of wine, because, it's got to be done.
Yes.
Moscato.
Yeah, this is he said it was going to be a little effervescent. It's a lot effervescent. That's okay.
We've been cooking with champagne. We've been drinking champagne.
Just
all about the bubbly the last few times we've been together.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to celebrate.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
A lot to celebrate.
Very exciting. Okay. So we've got the sugar. We've got the wine. We're going to do 3 strips of orange peel. So just about 1 inch long. So we're going to throw those in there just to give all the flavor and all the good oils are in the peel. So we're going to let that steep a little bit. And we're going to add a vanilla bean.
Woo! That's for Debrianna. She's
I love that.
Ms. Vanilla Bean.
I'm Miss Vanilla Bean.
I think we should make earrings or necklaces out of them.
Vanilla Bean.
I do too.
They're great. So we're going to just need a half of one here and just slice it lengthwise in half. Watch the fingers.
Always scares me.
Yeah.
Put those in too. And you will be shocked how much flavor these give. It's great. Okay. So that's done. So this is going to boil up here. Let me get my spoon. We're going to give it a quick mix.
Just to talk about vanilla beans for a moment. I mean, I know I've heard from a lot of people, well, I'm not going to get a vanilla bean. What's the big deal? They're so expensive, blah, blah, blah. If you're just going to shell out, okay, let's just say $20, okay? It is so worth it to get a few vanilla beans because the flavor of what you can, like Debrianna flavors her sugars and her salt for baking with vanilla beans.
You can use them like after you're done with that, you can take it out and put it in a sugar bowl or put it in a jar of salt and flavor anything. They last. They have like a half-life of 1,000 years.
I mean, you get a good value for spending the value.
I probably have had this 2 years, maybe. It lasts a really long time. It's a really different, especially when you're making these more sort of delicate flavor dishes and you're using good wine, when you go to restaurants, you come home and you're like, how do they do that? How do they make that? And a lot of it is in good ingredients, So this is something for a special occasion. Valentine's Day is coming up. So for those of you out there that are looking for something to make your special someone, this is a good option. And it just elevates your cooking. So if people, a lot of people will ask me, how come this tastes good? Or because, it's the ingredients. It's the ingredients. So spend a little time, you'll get a better end result. You'll be happier with it.
Also going the extra mile, like if you put in vanilla extract, you're not going to get what you just did. You know what I mean? Like people are like, oh, I have that. I don't need to spend the money on the beans. No, you do need to spend the money on the beans and you do need to put them in or you're not going to get the complexity.
And you need to pay the rent first and your mortgage. After you do that, then you can get the vanilla beans. But yes, I agree. It's important. Okay, so let's
they sell them at Costco in case anyone needs to know. And someone is asking, would you rinse the bean off and dry it before putting it in the sugar? Well, you don't need to necessarily rinse it, but it should be dry when it goes in the sugar. Otherwise, it's going to clump the sugar. The moisture will.
Yeah.
Oh, see, you should smell this now. It's so good. Okay. That's it. Okay, I was making sure I wasn't forgetting anything. Okay, so we're just going to put these in here. And we're going to let these poach until the outsides are just the edges of them are a little translucent. So it's going to probably take about 10 minutes. It's not long. So while these are poaching, I got to take a picture of these.
Isn't it so pretty?
Pears make everything pretty. Now, I want to bring up something on Corona Kitchen. People that may remember, you can poach them in so many different things. There was the famous Jill Chachowski did, remember if you recall, the wine poach pears earlier last year.
Gorgeous.
With the violets. I mean, and she did it with red wine. That was kind of the trend last year. A lot of people were poaching pears with red wine. And
they come in this beautiful pink color.
Really?
Yeah, those are gorgeous. You can, I'm going to move this over a little bit here and let these poach on this burner while we're going to move on to the mousse. Hold on one second.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone who's wishing me happy birthday.
You have a lot of fans.
They're saying happy birthday. It's very nice.
Aw. Okay. So while that's poaching, I'm going to take a quick picture while we're doing this live on TV here. Okay. Good. Okay.
Production assistant, where are you?
Assistant, where are you?
How many hats can she wear? I don't know. Let's get this out too. Okay. I also did the whipped cream beforehand because I knew that would take some time. Okay, so next to do the mousse. The mousse is essentially a custard, which means you're warming up egg yolks to a temperature where they start to cook, but they don't curdle or scramble. So this could be interesting.
They thicken, really. I think is
exactly.
Yeah. It's the most miraculous, incredible things. What you can do with eggs.
I mean, who thought, like, hey, these didn't turn into, before these turn into chickens or they didn't fertilize, let's use them to cook. It's crazy. All right, so you need a double boiler. Do you have a double boiler? You don't have a double boiler. I don't have.
Lisa has a beautiful one.
So she's too far away. So this, guess what? Guess what a double boiler is? It's a bowl and it's a pan, okay? Just make sure that the water is not touching the bottom of the pan. So this is pretty shallow right now. Of water, then we just put the bowl on top and voila, we have a double.
And that bowl's gonna get hot, and you don't want to forget.
Don't touch it because it's gonna be hot.
Do not touch it. Or touch it. Use a pot holder.
Yeah,
You have a lot of kitchen accidents that happen on the show. I'm just trying to, watch out.
Yeah.
Just make sure these darts aren't flying into your head. That's all I have to say about it. Okay, so we are going to combine 6 tablespoons of maple syrup. And in your honor, Debrianna, I bought really good organic maple syrup from Canada.
Thank you.
Only the best for Debrianna.
Thank you. See, now, if you were going to make a Zabillon, this is the same thing you would do, except you would be adding like a sherry or a good wine like that.
Okay. Well,
that's what it is. It's egg yolks over a double boiler.
Okay, and then we're going to do 3 egg yolks and a pinch of salt. I just so happen to have some Hollie's homegrown orange salt. So we're going to you can use that in there. That'll be in the recipe. But if you don't have that, we'll salt. Because we're going to add some freshly grated orange zest last.
Just in case you need to know, there it is, right there where you can get it.
Thanks, Debrianna. Okay, we're going to add our eggs. Okay, this is where I have to really make sure that I'm doing this right. Okay, we're going to start whisking. We're going to add our egg yolks. This is 3 egg yolks. Okay. Once you keep whisking, whisk. Don't stop whisking. Whatever you do not stop whisking.
No, don't. And don't touch the bowl.
Yeah. We're going to leave this on a medium heat. Okay. Okay. And then what else do we put in there? We put egg yolks, salt, maple syrup. Okay. That's it.
Hollie, where are you getting this recipe?
This is a modified recipe from Deborah Madison, who is one of
our neighbor.
My most favorite go-to chefs. She's incredible. Her book, Vegetarian Cooking for Everyone, was revolutionary. She helped start the first vegetarian restaurant here in the Bay Area, Greens. It still exists and is fabulous. So yeah, I've probably made nearly everything in her Vegetarian Cooking for All. I feel like I could have done the Julia and Julia show, that thing. And I'm not even a vegetarian, but I have to say I learned more about ingredients and cooking, and her recipes are flawless. So if you don't have her cookbook, go buy it. It's amazing. I like to take, for me, I like to experiment. So I'll change up some of the flavor. Like I changed a few of the flavor profiles, and we added the wine, and I switched out oranges instead of lemons. So I like to switch it up a little bit, make it my own. But so feel free. I mean, it's one of the things I was also thinking about this recipe is, people also are concerned about what do I add and flavors. And, I was like, we could even put in some fresh ginger in this. It would be really good. So you could even drizzle a little chocolate at the end over these pears. There's lots of think of flavor combinations that you like. Think of a nice box of chocolates and what people are pairing stuff with. And that really helps you improvise a little bit. So when you read these recipes, you don't have to follow. You can change up some of the ingredients sometimes if there are things that you like more yourself, So don't be afraid to do that. So
you just reminded me of my 21st birthday and how I celebrated it. I went to Greens in San Francisco, and
cool.
Dad gave me a small split of Chateau Lafite Rothschild 1966. It was
nice.
It was
I
my
did that for my 21st birthday.
It was my it was my birth year, and he's like, enjoy it. He goes, it's a good one. I'm like, oh really? You think?
Never heard of it.
And it was so good. And I went with my friend Lisa Simon, and we sat out on the beautiful, overlooking the San Francisco Bay at night, candlelit, had the most incredible dinner, and then we had this wine that's just like the best.
Aww.
That sounds lovely. Yeah, the Greens looks over the marina and the Golden Gate Bridge. It's a gorgeous setting. It's a gorgeous
Fort Mason. Fort Mason. Beautiful out there.
She really, there's so many vegetarian dishes that she really pioneered, and especially here in California, and before, the whole Alice Waters too. But there's so much to learn about cooking, with fresh ingredients and more than just steaming and boiling and roasting your vegetables. She takes it to a whole other level. So if you're interested in any of that, definitely get Vegetarian Cooking for All. It's fabulous. All right.
Yeah, it's a great.
So this we're supposed to whisk here until it starts to lighten up a little bit. It's still pretty liquidy. So this needs to be like a thick custard. And these, I always panic when I make this because I'm like, it's not happening. It's not turning. It's not getting thick. And then all of a sudden,
gee, are you related?
Right?
It's a family trait. I think when I made custard on Corny Kitchen, I panicked at the same place you are right now.
It's not happening. It's never going to happen. This is on film. What's going to happen?
Okay, because the police are coming. I just know it.
While we're waiting, Debrianna, what's your birthday wish? If you have a birthday wish?
We could all get a vaccination, but in lieu of that, I will ask everybody if they would please call their congressperson and please let them know that Deb Haaland needs to be confirmed as the Secretary of the Interior. She would be the first Native American woman to be in that position. And there are several Democrats that are moderate. New Hampshire, I think, Mark Kelly in Arizona. So if you're in any of those places, I posted that on Facebook. If you want to please give them a call and ask for to support Deb. I would love that for my birthday.
This is New Mexico, our own Deb Haaland. We love her. She's from our state, representing our state. So, please do that. And if
while you were talking, it happened. It turned into custard.
Oh,
okay.
When you don't stress. Hi, Bella.
You said,
hi, Bella.
happy birthday.
Aww.
Thank you.
From lacrosse. It's Tuesdays. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
If anybody wants to donate to the GoFundMe in Debrianna's honor, you can do that too.
That would be awesome.
You can do that, and you can get your Cuisinart if you go.
Yeah, we are extending the raffle a little bit further because we haven't quite made our goal yet. So please go over to the GoFundMe. If you go to GoFundMe and put Corona Kitchen in, you will see where you can donate. And anything is just fabulous. We appreciate every single dollar.
Thank you, everyone, so much who's donated. We say this every night, but we really mean it from the bottom of our heart. It's just so the outpouring of kindness and support is, it blows us away. And thank you.
And thank you all my friends that have donated. I really appreciate it and follow. I had so many people make that onion soup I made last week and text me. It's awesome.
Oh, cool. That's
Do you
great.
realize that like 596 people saw that soup that you made?
It was so good, and it really wasn't. It was such a nice, lighter version of that. I made, of course, extra, and so we ate it the next day for lunch. I just kept all the ingredients. I didn't mix it together, and then I just whipped it up the next day. Okay, the custard's perfect. It's good. Thank you.
Yay, I can see it. We can see it from here beginning up.
Don't panic.
I wish I could taste that maple mousse. I just want to know what
Yeah.
the maple
Tell you how good this smells. It's crazy. It smells. So I talked to my friend Kate today, who moved to Canada. She's Canadian, but she lived here for a few years and is a good friend. And I told her I was making this with the Canadian maple syrup tonight. So hi.
Oh, nice.
She's having soup tonight, she said. So it was pretty funny. Anyway, okay. So, oh my God, that smells so.
Are you gonna taste it?
Of course.
I want to taste it.
See, so that's maple sabayon right now.
Yum.
Oops, it's all over my hands. I have to. Okay.
Oh, bummer. I had to lick my fingers.
That's so good. Okay, so we're gonna remove it from the heat. Oh, and this is this is Julia's dish towel. Okay, so let's take this off the heat. I'm gonna set this on a bowl of ice.
Bowl.
Yeah.
Bowl of ice here.
Okay.
So we're gonna try to cool this down.
Okay.
Because we're gonna fold in some whipped cream, and we don't want to do that when it's hot. Why, do you ask? Because I got my dogs here, like right at my feet. Because the whipped cream will just start to melt under the heat, and then you won't. The whole point of this mousse is to make it nice and fluffy. You want this to feel airy and not heavy. So this is really going to help elevate that. So we're going to let this cool in this bowl of ice, and hopefully it will actually do that.
In other words, lighten up, Mousse.
Lighten up.
Lighten up.
What she said. Okay. So I think it's actually working. That's good.
Hi. Who's ever saying hi? I can't see who you are. It just says
Hi.
YouTube user.
Hi. Whoever you are, we can never see who it's from during the live stream, but we appreciate your greetings.
Greetings, Earthlings. Okay, so now we're going to go see how the pears are doing. Let's bring these over.
It should be just about done, right?
Wow.
Get a facial and
Yeah.
Facial.
Oh, remember facials?
Just anything. Any kind of
anything for self-care that was really nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So these are done. They're nice and soft. We're going to let these cool a little bit. I'm going to just let these hang out in here a little while longer. Oh, these are good.
Are you testing them with a fork or just looking at the edges?
I'm just looking at the edges right now because I have the tongs, I can kind of feel them. I'm going to give them a little flip.
How long was that you were poaching them for?
That was about like 7 to 8 minutes, I think. It's under 10.
They probably do need a good 10.
Was it boiling or simmering?
I had them boiling because remember, we want to make a simple syrup out of this liquid. So you really want it to reduce. And because it wasn't, generally for simple syrup, it has to be an equal ratio. And this was a little more than that, a little more liquid than it was to sugar. I went ahead and let it just boil. See, and now our vanilla bean has released all of its pretty little black spots.
Oh, those little vanilla beans.
Got it. That smells good.
Okay. Oh, yes, sirree. Boy, Debrianna, sure wish you were here to enjoy your dinner.
I'm enjoying it from afar.
Oh, that just seems so yummy. Oh, my God.
I have to say, in terms of dessert, this is something I would eat because I like fruit pies. I enjoy fruit desserts. So this would be something I would like to eat.
Okay, well, that's good. At least I got that right. Okay.
Good to know.
Over here.
Oh.
We're going to get a spatula. Here, watch out. My little baby puppy is right here at my feet.
So don't forget about the recipe contest, you guys. If you want to put something in the book, we would love to have your recipe.
There are so many of you out there, you know who you are, who make fabulous things. Please.
No, please.
CoronaKitch@gmail.com. Send us your recipe. We want you in the book with us. Come on.
Okay, so we're going to add 2 teaspoons of orange zest. Okay, right?
Okay.
That's going to be so good.
I know. All right.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, next.
But look at this. In about a half an hour, you can have this fabulous dessert.
It's
not hard.
It's so fast. It's so easy and fast. And good.
Yeah.
Easy and fast. Okay, so next we're going to do this. This was a cup of liquid whipped cream. And then I, of course, whipped it into.
Did you add any sugar to it?
I didn't. We don't need any. We've got enough sugar.
Okay.
It's going to be in this simple syrup, and there's enough sugar in the maple syrup.
Gotcha.
And again, I think it's just one of those things like don't over sugar this.
Sugar it.
Less sugar. So slowly fold these in. Just take kind of a spatula full at a time. And folding basically just means, you know, turn your bowl and then kind of flip it over. Flip it over so you're not.
Don't do this.
Yeah, you're not this.
You'll kill it.
This. Not this.
Oh,
We don't want a dead moose on my birthday.
no dead moose.
I mean, we're doing the Canadian thing, but you know.
You know, that was the first place I ever saw a moose, and my jaw dropped. They look like dinosaurs. They're huge. And then I've since seen them in Alaska, but wow, they're magnificent if you ever get to see them.
They are. I've seen
in the wild.
that and the elk. I saw elk in New Mexico.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
amazing.
Those here.
I went to college in Maine, as some may know, and I'll never forget being somewhere. I don't know if we were camping or what, and all of a sudden there was a moose in the middle of the road, and it was just as you described. The antlers, like
They're
they
huge.
reached across like the width of the road, like the 2-lane road. They're just insane.
They're just magnificent.
Beautiful creature.
Debrianna, you'd be so happy right now. That's good.
Thank you.
That's good. And the orange zest makes it. I have to say. I mean, the good quality maple syrup is great.
Yeah.
Really important. But it's that orange zest. I always find it's important to have like a focal point, you know, something that your taste buds can kind of wrap around. And that orange zest really does it. That's beautiful. Okay. So that's that. This can go into the refrigerator if you're going to serve this probably for about a half an hour because you really want it to set. You can also put this in the freezer and serve it more like an ice cream. But before you serve it, if it does get hard frozen, it really needs to thaw for about 20 minutes because it really should be kind of like very soft.
Creamy. Yeah.
Like softer than a soft serve ice cream. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So since of course my family will be inhaling this tonight, I'm going to just.
Yahoo.
Okay, I want to share something with you. Tatiana, my cousin, just sent me a photo. Look at this, everybody. Look at the photo.
Little baby.
Me and Raquel. Oh my God. Beautiful.
That's sweet.
Little baby. So are you going to cool the pears down then, Holly, before you put that on there? Okay.
So the pears are done. So we're going to see, look how pretty they are. So we're going to take these out and I'm also going to, we're going to let these cool. You can also put these in the refrigerator. So this is something that if you have a birthday party for your dear friend that is a very good cook herself, and you're trying to impress her,
you won't embarrass yourself is what you're trying to say.
You won't embarrass yourself. So that's a good thing. So,
don't do that.
Yeah, this is something you can make ahead and keep in your refrigerator. And then that way, see, I'm going to try to make a pretty little pattern here.
That's just beautiful, Holly.
Pears.
That looks so good.
And this, I also brought out my fancy Italian ceramics bowl here for you too, Debrianna. So you're getting all the.
Oh, thank you.
Only the best for you. I'll
thank you.
Best
so far.
Okay.
Forget about it.
All the vibes.
All right. So we're just going to see how it looks nice with the little stem on it. So we're just going to put these in a little thing. And then we've also still have our oranges. So I'm going to take my orange out and put it in the middle, a little decorative. Do a little pattern here.
God, I want to make that tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's like, and can you bring it over? So Holly doesn't just eat it herself. Okay. Let's get a spoon.
Which I could do.
Do this one. We're going to get a spoon.
That's true.
That's hot. First. So now we have all this delicious.
How much liquid is left, would you say, if you could guess?
Probably.
Do you think it went down by half?
Probably a cup and a half. But I'm gonna drizzle this over the top. You know, it depends how much you want to use. If you like it a little sweeter, I would add more. I'm not going to use all of it. So
or you could just reduce it more too, and that'll concentrate it.
You could also put this in a little jar, in a mason jar, and use it as a simple serve. You can make a great cocktail out of this.
Yes, I'm thinking you should add that to some champagne.
Yeah, this little champagne would not suck.
If you only knew how many little mason jars of simple syrup I have in my refrigerator.
I had to start marking them because I'm like, I don't know which simple syrup this is.
It's like simple syrup.
Since I started my company, is that I now religiously, even though I can see and smell everything I grow and I know exactly what it is, I still label. It's so important to label.
Yeah,
it's a lesson I have learned the hard way. I can't even tell you.
Get your kitchen Sharpie out.
Put the Sharpie to good use. Well, and also we realized as we were writing this cookbook that Corona Kitchen has become a test kitchen. And basically what we did was we tested every recipe we knew for a year.
Yes.
You guys have definitely tested me. Because I know how to make this stuff, but I don't teach how to make this stuff. So it's really made me think about, how do I share this with others in a way that isn't like how my grandmother did with us? Well, it's done.
Like
done.
A
pinch of this and a dash of that. So it's been good training for me too. So when I write my cookbook someday, I'll be well trained. Okay. So I think that's about enough syrup for me. I don't think you really need more than that. So this, my darling Debrianna, since you love vanilla, let's get the bean.
Vanilla bean in there.
A vanilla bean.
Oh, that's so beautiful, Holly. That looks really good.
Good job.
Just for you. And let's clean it.
Bravo.
Okay, so those of you that spent time in the restaurant industry, you got to clean the edge of your platter here. All right. Et voila.
Wow. Bravo. You did it.
This is done. We could, I do it. Actually, I have little glass bowls. I'll put a little bit of the mousse at the bottom and then I put the pears on top. Or you could just serve the mousse in the middle once these have cooled.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Thank you.
So happy birthday. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Woo!
Thank you.
A candle. Hold on. Get a candle. Let's.
Yay. I'm blowing out from here.
Hold on.
Okay, we're gonna have to simulate a virtual candle blowing. Here we go.
That's right.
Hold on.
It's a whole new meeting. We just had little Luca's birthday on Super Bowl Sunday. Our nephew, who turned.
Okay, here we'll blow it out together, Holly. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
You did it! You did it!
Yay! Debrianna, may all your wishes come true.
Yay! Thank you.
All right, guys, that's all I got. I'm like sweating.
You're in the sauna.
Oh God, that's funny. Well, don't overheat.
I need your fan.
Enjoy your dinner. Thank you so
Thanks to everybody who's donated to our cookbook campaign. And
thank you. Wear a mask.
Debrianna. Woo!